Rodney here again. Hey, if this is the first time viewing my videos, I thank you for taking the time to watch them. If you're one of my subscribers, I appreciate you coming back. Today I'm going to do an MPG test. You know, everybody asks me, what type of fuel economy are you getting? And so today it's raining outside. It kind of messed up my dirt bike riding for the day. So I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to put in about 120 miles just to kind of see what type of fuel economy I'm getting on the highway. As you can see, I'm fueling up right now. But as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to go ahead and hit the road. I'm going to do it in two parts. One, I'm going to do it in the regular normal mode, and then it seems like I'm getting a little better fuel economy with the eco mode, and so I'm going to try that for about half of it as well and see if that makes a difference. So thanks again for watching. I'll give you some updates along the way, and stay tuned. Okay, I'm about 10 miles in on my around 120 mile round trip. Just want to give you a little update. It's still continually climbing, but currently, as you can see there, shows 19.4. You can see the average there on the screen, 19.4. And like I said, it is climbing. So I'm going to go a little ways, and then probably another 20 miles or so, I'll give you another update. Okay, just want to give you a little update. I am about 30 miles into my 120 mile round trip. It's just starting to rain, so we'll see if that makes a difference in the fuel economy. But I'm going to flip it around here. I'm averaging 20.8 miles to the gallon. Trying to stay as close to 70 miles an hour as possible. Got the cruise set for most of the way, getting in and out of traffic. Sometimes going a little faster, sometimes a little slower. But I'm about to put it into the eco mode and give that a try for a while and see if that makes a difference in the fuel economy as well. So stay tuned, I'll get back with you later. Bye. Okay, another update. So I am at about 53 miles. It was a little shorter distance than I thought, but I'm going to stop and get something to eat, and then I'm going to make the trip back. Flip it around here. The thing's in the way, but it's currently showing 20.8. I think that's actually really good mileage. I had two Tacomas prior to this. I don't know that I ever got more than 21 miles a gallon on the Tacomas. So to get 20.8 in a full-size truck like this, with partial rain, I think is actually really amazing. So very happy with the mileage so far. But like I said, I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to make the trip back. Once I get back, I'm going to go ahead and fill up with gas again. Just kind of check it at the pump to see exactly how many miles I drove versus, you know, how many gallons it took, and then figure the mileage that way as well. But the one thing I did note, I did flip it into eco for a while, and I really couldn't tell much of a difference out on the highway. I think it probably makes more of a difference around town, because what I've noticed when using the eco setting is it kind of keeps the turbos from acting as much. And one of the things that I've really noticed with this is that when you step on the gas in the normal mode, it really wants to suck the gas, and it's more just about when you're you know, when you're hard on it. In the eco mode, it seems like it doesn't allow it to go in and hit quite as hard, and so it's not sucking quite as much fuel when you're accelerating. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to stop and eat something. I'll give you another update as I get back on the road, and then I'll give you one at the very end to see what the total average was. So 20.8 for halfway mark. Pretty impressed with that. Okay, so I just got back. It turned out to be 115 miles, my round trip. I just stopped and got gas. It was showing 19.7 average. I've been sitting here in the truck for a few minutes, so it dropped to 19.6. But anyway, I just added it up. I have the receipt. I'm going to show you here. Hopefully you can see that. It took 5.53 gallons. Divided 115 by 5.53, and it came out to be 20.79. So it's interesting that the average is a little bit off on the truck, but 20.79. The one thing I want to mention is that I live here in Oregon, and we're in the Willamette Valley. Now, granted, we're at about sea level. The stretch that I just went through, it's called the Willamette Valley, and we get a lot of high winds coming through there. Interesting thing is that when I was going up, it didn't seem like the wind was blowing very hard, but coming back, man, it was gusting. So I was probably imagine somewhere between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Funny thing is that when I would pass a truck on the highway, I didn't feel anything. It didn't push me around, but yet just in that open area there with the wind blowing, it was coming from the side, and you could feel it try to push you around on the road a little bit. So I'm very impressed with the fuel economy. I had a Tacoma prior to this. I never would have gotten that kind of fuel economy, especially in that wind. So I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to do a wrap-up video once I get home. I want to kind of talk about some of the comments that I've gotten recently, and kind of talk about some of the things, just some thoughts that I have. So anyway, just wanted to let you know, 20.79 was the average fuel economy for the 115-mile trip. Okay, just got back home. As promised, I was going to make just a few closing comments. So we just finished up 115 miles. It took 5.53 gallons, and it worked out to be 20.79 miles per gallon. So, you know, that's real world highway driving. I put the cruise on 70, probably had it on cruise probably 90, maybe 95% of the time. Got caught in traffic a few times, so I had to kick on and off and then speed up sometimes, slow down a little bit. But anyway, as I mentioned in the video already, I was driving through Willamette Valley, and so I live in Eugene, drove up to Salem. That route was 115 miles. Through that area there, it's very windy. And the funny thing is, like I said before, it didn't seem as windy going up, but coming back, it was really strong. So anyway, 20.79, very impressed with that. I want to address some comments that I've been getting recently. Man, there's some haters out there, and I'm not quite sure why. One of my viewers said, hey, why do they take the time to, or why do they waste their time to watch the videos if they're not interested in buying one? I really don't know. I'm just trying to provide information that somebody else can use to make a logical decision. I'm not asking you to spend your money. I'm not asking you to buy a vehicle from me. I'm just trying to help. I know I spent hours doing research before I decided to buy the new Tundra. And, you know, if it wasn't for the people that actually did the reviews on it, I don't know if I would have leaned that direction or not. The 2021 Tundra, you know, 13 in the city, 17 on the highway, just wasn't very appealing. My biggest motivating factor, I ride dirt bikes. And so anybody that is already a subscriber, you know, that was with me before I bought the Tundra already knew that that's my passion. I love to ride dirt bikes. I went and bought a cargo trailer to haul dirt bikes, and I bought a 7x14. The Tacoma, it wasn't that it didn't have enough power, because the trailer itself only weighs, you know, 2,500 pounds. And then, you know, maybe we put 1,000 pounds of, you know, gear and dirt bikes and what have you in there. So it wasn't that it didn't have enough power. In fact, I pulled it several times. The issue that I had is that, for example, I towed it to Salem one day, and the wind was strong, like I mentioned, and it just pushed that Tacoma all over the place. I know I could have gotten some tow bars or torsion bars, you know, for the trailer, and anti-sway bars and what have you, that would have made a difference. But I didn't want to spend all that time having to set everything up just to go out and ride for an hour or so and then come back. So the Tundra, being the V6 twin turbo, you know, they talked about it having better fuel economy. And so I thought, well, if I can get the kind of fuel economy out of the Tundra that I'm getting with the Tacoma, man, it's a win-win, because it's going to have more power. It's going to handle the trailer much better. And it did exactly that. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I don't understand why there's so many haters out there. But anyway, like I said, I'm just trying to share information. So, you know, there has been some people, though, that I will say that have some very valid points. You know, the tow hooks, I said it wasn't a big deal. Well, to me, it's not a big deal. But doesn't mean that it's not a big deal to other people. I had one guy mention to me that, you know, he uses tow hooks all the time, not for off-roading, but the climate that he lives in. You know, he uses them to tow people out of the snow or out of the mud, and he uses them to pull stumps and whatnot. So, you know what? I'm going to retract what I had said before. It is a big deal. I don't understand why Toyota didn't put them on. You know, you would think that they would have been able to. I know that it does have something with the air dam, but there again, I'm not trying to take away from anybody's valid points. I'm just sharing my real world experiences. So there again, guys, please stop the hate mail. I'm not, there again, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to share information. So I appreciate all the comments that people have been sending in. People are definitely starving for information, and I appreciate that. So that's all I'm trying to do. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate your time.